been hard since he ran away and left you so sad. You cry every day. Let me kiss your tears, erase all your doubts. 'Cause for you I'm here. You won't be without love.
Listen, baby.
Don't need a man that'll give you money.
No,
Come on, let me show you what you need, honey.
I got what you need.
You don't need a man that'll treat you funny.
Well,
You need a man with sensitivity. A man like me. Someone who can love you. Someone who will need you. Someone who will treat you right. Like me, girl. Someone who will hold you. Someone stable when you like.
babe.
Yeah.
No,
What?
we got an episode to do.
But dang, babe, I was. Come on, this.
No, don't.
Okay. We definitely got. You're right. We got episode to get to.
Now you understand how I feel.
Yo, what's going on? This your boy Marquis,
And this is your one and only your favorite Taylor.
and welcome back to the You Stuck With Me podcast.
You stuck with me.
Beautiful, how you feeling?
Babe, I feel kind of sleepy a little bit, and I got this midnight storm voice going on here. I don't know if my allergies or what.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're gonna make it through. Yeah, I'm feeling a little midnight stormish myself, so.
9 o'clock. Okay, let me stop.
But yeah, you guys, welcome back to this podcast. We're getting into an interesting topic. We are talking about soft life for the ladies.
Ooh.
For the ladies.
So, soft life. Now, what brought this on?
Well, I've been listening to a lot of ladies talk social media and in person, and there seems to be this topic and this thing about ladies wanting to embrace their soft life. So I thought it would be nice for us to address it in this episode because obviously it's important to the ladies, and relationships are not just one side. It's not all about the men. It's not about the women, but for us as men, just learning what we can do to help women out here or help our women embrace their soft life. So let's start breaking down what exactly is soft life. And according to dictionary.com, soft life refers to a lifestyle of comfort and relaxation with minimal challenges or stress.
Ooh, baby, that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
But then also I think about too, besides that, like the mental aspect of it, like for example, like a few weeks back I had like this I don't want to say breakdown, but I had this moment and I cried to you and I said, I don't want to be Superwoman no more.
Okay, so we definitely alluded to that in a previous episode, but we didn't go deep into it. So let's go deep into it, babe. Tell the people what you're talking about.
Ooh, so I don't even really remember what sparked that. Do you?
I don't exactly remember either, but I think it had to do with stress from work and everything.
Yeah. So now I remember. So we was getting ready to go somewhere. No, we was planning a trip with our friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got real quiet, like real quiet, and you kind of noticed it a little bit. And it was like just trying to make sure to afford a certain part of where we were staying. That's how it started out. And I just got real quiet. Then after we got on the phone with our friend, he was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." You asked me again, "What's wrong?" "Nothing." And then next thing I know, I'm just like in tears, just like bawling, ugly cry tears. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you was like, babe, you crying? I was like, "No, I'm not crying. I'm not crying." And then he was like, "Yes, you are." So then I think it was the next day, cause I didn't say it that night. So the next day I was like, no, it was that same day. It was that same day. I was like, I'm just tired. He was like, "What do you mean you're tired?" It's like, I'm tired. Like Like it's just money was being tight for me at the time. It was just like I'm tired of being at a job that I feel unappreciated. I'm being underpaid. It just seemed like stuff just keep happening, and I'm just tired of trying to make stuff work. I said I'm tired of being Superwoman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was felt like too much. I said the best way to describe it was I was feeling like um I don't know if you ever seen the movie Beyond the Lights. So since Beyond the Lights is, I think that movie got to be like 8, 9, probably 10 years old now. It's about this artist, this superstar who comes into to stardom, and but she goes to she has mental health issues. Like, and she tries to commit suicide until the cop, the police officer, his name is Cass, saves her. And then, they go through a turbulent romance, whatever, like that. But the point is, it's a point in the movie where she was like, I just feel like I'm suffocating in the middle of the street and no one's paying me no attention. That's how I felt in that moment.
And I definitely remember that, and I definitely remember everything you just said. And you know, as your husband, I definitely think that it's important for me to take notice. Obviously, I did. So, speaking from a woman's perspective, for those speaking from a woman's perspective to the men out there, how would you, or what would you suggest that they do in order to know, if they don't already notice, or even if they do notice that their significant other is struggling with something? Give Why don't you give people tips on what helped you in that situation and something that they can do to help you?
One thing I always say, it's internal. Now I credit, and I'll always be an advocate for this. I say this like every other episode. Therapy helps. Okay, therapy helps. And one thing I had to learn was within myself. Like, I had to remind myself, you're not being a burden. So don't feel like you can't let nobody know that you're not okay. No, let me rephrase it. I had to remind myself that when I'm not okay, it's okay to tell somebody that loves and cares about me, that I feel like I'm in a safe space in, that I'm not okay. So with you, I had to remind myself, okay, Bay's not a mind reader. He's not gonna know. But again, you knew because you paid attention to my mannerisms and you have some idea now, like, okay, something's not right with her. Like, she's a little too quiet and she's being reserved. So what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to let myself know, hey, you're not being a burden to him. This is what he married you for, to like help you be your best self. So I would say for women out there, it's an internal thing. First, you just gotta be okay of not being okay.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is, for my advice to men, or women, whoever, if you're in a relationship, whatever like that, one thing that I would suggest you do is observe. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
observe. Like, take time to like look at your partner and see how they handle stressful situations, because sometimes that could be an answer right there. Another thing would be ask, like, besides like, are you okay? Now for you, you be like, hey babe, I noticed that I noticed you got kind of quiet. Like, I just want to check up on you. Like, is everything good? Like, are we good? And another main component is listen. Listen and give grace. Now I say listen because sometimes we might not want a solution right away. And I've told you this before. I told you this several times. Sometimes I don't want a solution to my problem right then and there. Sometimes I might just need to vent. I'm 9 times out of 10, I might just need to let that out because I would have held on to it all day.
Now, okay, let me ask you this, because you just said this, and I know a lot of ladies have probably said this to their significant other. to backtrack to when you just said that sometimes you don't need an answer right then and there, you just need to vent. How how would you suggest that other ladies, or this is more for the men, how would you suggest that other men be able to choose or decipher whether their significant other just needs to vent or when they actually need an answer or they need a solution?
Well, I say that develops over time, but I say for someone that's starting out, ask, cause what's the worst she gonna do? She gonna get an attitude and say, "Oh, you just being funny." No, but if that's the case, then you should tell her like, "Hey, babe, I'm not trying to be funny. I just wanna ask. I'm just asking a question so I can help support you because it's hurting me that you're in this state, and I don't want to see you like that. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you be your best self."
I'm glad you said that. And you know that brings me to a point. It just came to me. As a man in a relationship, you want to feel needed. You want to feel that you want to know that your woman, mm, she doesn't, she wants you, but she doesn't need you. I'm gonna put it like that. So as I feel like as the husband, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to know when you are hurting or you are feeling some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, no, I should know your mannerisms. When you're quiet, when you, I can tell something's wrong with you when you're quiet. When you start sniffling a lot, that's when I know something is wrong. Or
Like you know me right now. Oh, excuse me. You know that I need a nap.
I think you need more than that. I think you need to go into REM sleep.
Oof.
But more to the point, I think even like you said, it develops over time. So, ladies, please don't think that your man is going to understand and have your mannerism down in about 2 weeks' time. That's just not really possible.
Not to cut you off, but I need to clear that up. Okay, so when I say that you need to know her mannerisms, I'm not saying that you got to know this stuff overnight. And I'm not saying that you got to put pressure on yourself to know her from A to Z. Because I always say this: a serious relationship, or relationship or marriage, it's like a job. Okay, you always learn a good job. You learn something new. You learn something new during that time frame of that job. You learn new skills, and you learn how to improve the skill sets that you already have. And after time, either you get a promotion or you realize that job is not the best fit for you, so you maneuver. With that being said, fellas, I'm not saying that you have to put this extra pressure on yourself. Like, oh, I gotta know. Taylor told me I gotta know my girl from A to Z. Oh, I just gotta do this. I gotta know. What I'm saying is, as a starting point, as a basis, observe, and then move accordingly. And women, I'm not afraid to hold myself accountable, but us as women sometimes, and when it goes back to when we were at my cousin's house, one of our one of our good qualities, and also could be a bad quality too, the strong woman complex, because we we feel like, okay, I'm a strong black woman, or I'm a strong Caucasian woman, whatever ethnicity you are. Oh, I'm a strong woman. I don't I don't want to burden my man with this because I got it. I'm a G. I'm a writer. Or I could tell him, but he probably ain't gonna understand. I'm just gonna shake it off. Now you hear that connotation most of the time with men, but I feel like it gets overlooked that women are like that too.
And I just had an epiphany just off of what you just said. Now, there will be some ladies who say, "I got this. I'm just gonna shake it up and whatever have you." In order for ladies to have a soft life, you gotta you gotta give your man a chance to be the man in the relationship.
Oh.
Do I need to say that again?
Oh. I felt that.
I'm gonna run it back. Ladies, in order for you to have a soft life and you have a man, you gotta allow your man to be the man in the relationship.
Oh.
Because because if you can't allow your man to be the man in the relationship and give you the soft life that you want, what is he here for then?
Wait, no, I got something to add to that. You ready? You ready to receive this word? Because it's hot, it's piping hot right now.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
And this go for men too. Women, we cannot tell our men what a real man would do in this situation when you're having a moment. And
oh, I need to check on that one.
And men, you cannot tell your women what a real woman would do when you're going through a moment.
Mm-hmm.
You can only tell that person how to care and how you would like to be cared through your moments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Woo! Hallelujah! I felt that. Do I need to share that again?
I think one more time for the people in the back.
For the people in the back, women, we cannot tell our men what a real man would do in our situations.
Mm-hmm.
Men, you cannot tell your woman what a real woman would do in these situations.
Mm-hmm.
You can only tell your significant other how you would like to be treated through your process.
Yes.
Because if you try to tell your man how to be a man, or you try to tell your woman how to be a woman, that is a master plan for destruction.
Yeah, because neither one of you have literally you haven't walked in each other's shoes, so you can't tell them how to do.
You can only tell a person how you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will agree with that. You can tell somebody like, hey, my coping mechanism is this.
Mm-hmm.
This usually helps me cope, or help me be or this helps me relieve stress.
So I'm gonna ask this question as you bring that up. They can tell you how they can cope or what they want to cope, which is in my opinion, it's totally fine. But as your significant other, I'm gonna toss this question to you. Can your significant other give you a suggestion, or would you accept a suggestion on how to cope with something that you're going through that makes it a lot more positive?
Well, me personally, I'm at a point in my life now where I'm open suggestions by my significant other.
Okay.
But I would say not every person is the same. Every person is different.
I agree with that. And if you feel the need that you want to do that, but they may not receive it well, I would suggest try to tread softly or adjust your approach.
Yeah,
because
it's all about delivery by the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, go back to what I said before. With men, if you don't know, or women, if you don't know, ask. Because what's the worst going to happen? Me personally, I'd rather ask you, like, hey, Marquis, I noticed that you quiet. It seems like you're frustrated about something. You frustrated about work. You know, I'm just asking, like, is there anything I can do to help you? Is there anything I can do to help alleviate that stress? I mean, what's wrong with that?
Honestly, I think that was a perfect way to ask that.
Right. So
I honestly think that's the perfect way to ask
that. Right. So it's
that.
all about delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And then if whatever you say come out wrong, you be like, hey, babe, I'm sorry to offend you or make you more upset. I'm really genuinely trying to help you I'm really trying to help you alleviate the situation, because I mean, depending on this, you're probably not gonna be able to get over it overnight.
You know, I like how you also you ask what's wrong, and then you're reinforcing the idea or the point that you're just trying to help.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
But again, I can only say this because over time I had to learn how to maneuver through that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's just from observing, and also that's from the mindset of how I would want my spouse, how I want my spouse to, approach me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then again, also too, I feel like if you can't have that open conversation, or you can't ask questions like that with your significant other, maybe you need to evaluate the relationship, because one of the bases of the relationship is being open. No, one of the bases is communication.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't be so quick to say that you need to reevaluate the relationship
No,
because
no, no. I'm talking about after a certain amount of time. If you keep going through the same stuff, okay. So what I mean is, this is the first week. Okay, you learn each other.
mm-hmm.
First 3 months, you still learn each other. If we've been together a year and a half and we still, doing the same thing, you still getting offended by how I'm asking you after I revamp my approach. Okay, it's something else underlying there.
I agree with that because you can try an infinite amount of ways to approach a problem
Yeah.
with your significant other, but if you're trying different approaches and you're still getting the same reaction, then I don't think it's you. I agree with you. I think
It's
them.
something else deep rooted there.
And
Yeah.
I would say that whatever the situation right there is just probably like the tip of the iceberg. You have to wait till you guys are both in emotionally stable space where you could just ask them what is it that triggers you when someone or me in particular wants to help and you take offense to it.
Now by that time, that's just more of the level of being open.
Right.
Now that's not on you. That's on the other person.
But this is what I'm getting at. You're trying to provide that space for them where they feel that they can open up and be vulnerable with you about that particular problem. Because if they are consistently getting upset about you asking, what's wrong? How can I help? Like you said, there's an underlying issue. So what you want to do is at least in my opinion, you want to get in a space where neither one of you are upset, and you just want to talk about it and have a dialogue. So that way, they can talk to you, and you can get a better understanding, and vice versa. So that will no longer be an issue.
Okay. I can agree with that. But again, at some point, because again, I'm just thinking like, this might not always work for the next person.
Agreed.
So let's say you do that, and they still get upset. At that point, you realize, okay, maybe it was something traumatic, or maybe they never really had someone who was open to have that open dialogue. Because
Mm-hmm.
it takes. I don't care what nobody say. I honestly feel like to have talks like that inside you, you gotta be okay of being able to not be okay.
Mm-hmm.
To be open to having them tough talks.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one thing I had to learn with myself when we started getting really serious. Like, okay, I gotta start tearing down the wall. So it all depends on the person.
So let me ask you this.
Ooh, you full of questions for me, and you making me think really, really hard.
Well, I'm not trying to make you think really hard.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But so in our relationship, in what ways have I been able to provide a soft life for you?
That is a good question. That is a good question.
Well, I mean, I can think of certain ways where I have. Just giving you the space to feel vulnerable. You can open up to me about anything at any time, and you don't have to feel it's not just on on us in that level like that, but sometimes coming home, you're tired, you hop in the bed, I rub your feet, I massage your feet, I rub your legs. There have been times where you just like there was the few times where there's a bug in the house and you don't want to.
Baby, because that's okay. That I can agree with, because before you came around, I had to be the exterminator. I had to be the bug killer, the weed killer. No, so I will say this: you have made my life a little bit softer by doing that, cause some I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs. And then another thing I would say would be
Cooking dinner for you after a long day of work.
that, but I wasn't gonna really say that. I would say with laundry.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I used to hate doing by myself. Like carrying them bags upstairs, carrying detergent, gotta carry to the car, gotta carry to, upstairs. So I would say like the heavy stuff, like laundry and groceries.
Taking out the trash.
Yeah. Now that I'm still getting used to. Someone telling me, no, you don't touch that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you don't pump gas. Okay.
Yeah, because you don't pump gas with me, you don't take out the trash, and I open the doors for you.
Yeah.
And here's another one that's funny. Reaching the top shelf for you to get stuff.
And that rarely happens.
Yeah, I mean, for a woman, you're actually tall.
Yeah.
But I mean, 5'8" compared to 6'5".
Oh yeah. You're my personal reacher.
Yeah, I got these long arms, I got these selfie sticks and all that stuff, so that helps taking pictures too.
But I mean, also at the same time too, it makes you feel good, because it's like, oh, she needs me. Okay, let me do this for her.
Yeah, and as your man, I take pleasure in helping you and helping you have a soft life.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't always like that.
Oh, yeah.
I was a tough cookie. Like, I don't need you to do that for me, babe. It's okay, I got it. You be like, shush, let me be the boyfriend.
Now I say, let me be the husband.
The husband has spoken.
There will be peace in the valley.
Oh.
On that note, babe, you want to tell the people where they can find us?
You can find us on Facebook at the You Stuck With Me podcast page. And you can also find us on YouTube under I'm about to say YouTube again. You can find us on YouTube under the You Stuck With Me podcast YouTube channel.
You can email us at youstuckwithme@gmail.com. That is USTUCKWITME@gmail.com. And you guys can send us messages and emails to our Facebook page.
And where can they personally find you at, babe?
You guys can find me on, now it's called X, but X and Instagram, mine _1 and 1NE_1. That is mine _1 and 1NE_1.
And you can find me on Instagram and the app formerly known as Twitter under Queen Points. That is PO1NTZ. Again, that is Queen Points, PO1NTZ. And you can find me on TikTok for all the background the pre-sound checks, the background shenanigans, foolishness, ridiculous, and tomfoolery, and malarkey. Because I can't forget about malarkey at Queen Points 22. That is Queen Points 22. So on that note, babe, what's your final thought?
As your husband, one of my duties is to help you have a soft life.
I appreciate that. And as your wife, I just have to live in my femininity and my sensitivity. You need a girl like me.
And on that note, it's your boy Marquis.
And this is your one and your favorite Taylor.
Thank you for tuning in to the You Stuck With Me podcast.
You stuck with me.
And on that note, see y'all next time.
Hey, remember to rate, like, share the soft life with everybody. If you like what you hear, just remember to rate, like, and subscribe. And also, we thank you for your support in advance.
We love you guys. We loose.
Hey, come back.
You stuck with us.
Peace.
Later.